Cool, should be up and running again. Cool. So, starting again, OBS just had a crash, but good to go. So, thanks for joining another Thursday run through of the virtual production kind of shared project. It's been going really good. I've been showing you lots of stuff every week, and hopefully this is going to carry on for a long time. We got also the virtual human kind of side of stuff, and the VTuber streamer stuff every Wednesday at the same time, but every Thursday at 3 o'clock we'll be showing just our progress in this shared project, and we've done lots of really exciting stuff up to now. We've done level switching on blueprints, using blueprints. We've done a plane aimer blueprint run through last week, and most recently what I want to show you is composure comp switching. So just like how you can change levels with a button push, you can also change whole composure compositions. So it's really, really useful. So yeah, I'll show you how I've done that. And then also we've got this in progress UI elements for comp and level switching. So I think it'd be really, really nice if this shared project has a strong kind of UI so that you can just press play and use the UI to select, what media inputs you want, what kind of comp you want, and stuff like that. So that's sort of in progress, and that's stuff I want to show you as well. But the main focus of this one today is the composure composition switching blueprints. And I'm doing this just in the level blueprint at the moment, but as I say, it can go into UI elements. Level blueprint is good for kind of sketching stuff out, and then we'll take it into UI or other actors triggering this stuff later on. So if you kind of want to follow this along and use the project and recreate this as you go, you can follow along with a comp in mind that you want to create. Whether you want one talent and one backplate kind of media, you can do that. You want some video that you can either have pre-recorded or you can stream in during this setup, or and also you can have an amount of media plates that you want to in mind for your kind of setup. So it's kind of similar to comp in mind that you want to create. So with that said, let's just jump into the project. I'll show you where I'm at with it. So it's currently looking very, very cool. I've made some changes to the kind of look and feel of it. I'll run through first off this main kind of idea for this week, which is switching composure comps on a button push. And then after that, I think I'd like to just show off a bit more of what's been going on, like in the studio, some developments. So yeah, button push to show and hide comp elements. The way I'll say it out at the moment is I've kind of plotted out like maybe the maximum of what someone might want from like a composure setup. So they might want 3 screens to go behind the talent, and they might want possibly might want 2 different media plates for talent. So it's kind of running at maximum now, and the way I've done it is I'm just showing or hiding media plates based off of a button push. So if I just do an Alt P to play this, it should boot up in a second. As I said, I just had a GPU crash, but it's generally running at 40 frames per second, even with 5 different composure media plates in there, and some masking going on, and some and the CG element pumping in, obviously. So usually once this gets up to speed and it gets up and running, we're hitting 40 frames per second, but we're also working on some awesome DLSS updates to get even more frames out of this. So performance is looking really good considering we're compositing 5 high-res media plates at a time, So let me show you the logic of like how you can show and hide different media plates. This is just on separate key presses, showing and hiding media plates. And this might seem pretty simple, but when composure comes into play, there's kind of just another step to be taken into account. So you can see it's all booting up now, and we're probably getting around 40 frames per second here, which is really great. And what I've got is just super simple, because it's just kind of sketch form. I've just got the Q, the W, the E key are just showing and hiding these 3, and the A and the S key are just showing and hiding the talent. So the idea of this is that I've got like the maximum amount of screens that you might want, and then you can kind of show and hide to get the composition form that you're kind of after. I feel like down the line it'd be awesome to be able to save these presets for like a kind of bit of a user experience upgrade. But for now, we've got just showing and hiding. It's quite a cool step, you know. So I'll just show you the blueprint of how that works, really. So as I say, it's all in the level blueprint to start off with. And it's essentially just this bottom section here is the only updates I've done for this showing and hiding. That's what's dictating this. And the way I've done it, it's really, really simple. So as I said, it's, you know, each on a separate key press at the moment, which could definitely be optimized, but at the moment it's quite cool to sketch it out just with a key press. I've just got a flip-flop, so a show and a hide based off the Q key. And so to hide, what I've got is my composure elements are made up of so like some CG elements. I've got the video plane placement actor. I've got a kind of screen that kind of surrounds the actor, as you can see. I've got this setup here. So I've got like a video plane placement with a kind of screen border. So it's got like a CG border to it. So that's like the in CG elements that I'm hiding. So that's what I'm doing here by setting actor to hidden in game and setting that to true. But then for the composure elements, I need to hide the composure element from the whole thing. So let me show you, like, if I didn't hide this composure element, so I just dodged that bit. On the Q key, let's see what happens. So when I press Q, it's just hiding, see this border around. So that's just the CG elements that are being hidden. The composure is still permeating through this whole thing. So that's why you have to have this composure element, and it's not a set actor hidden in game, it's actually a set opacity. That's what I found to be quite useful for this at this stage, is set opacity. I think potentially there could be like a better performance impact from doing something like, there could be a node out there for like disable media plate, you know, stop rendering media plate or something. But I was in long conversations with ChatGPT trying to narrow down the node to do this. It was wrong so many times about what node you want to use. So we came to this conclusion that you can do set opacity. So, you know, when the Q key is pressed once, the opacity of the media plate is set to 0. And then and then the actual CG representations of the screen, my CG screen border, you know, like I've got a pretend, I've got a TV screen, you know, made out of CG that is also hidden, and the video plane placement actor is hidden. And then when you press it again, opacity is set to 1 and hidden is set to false, so it's being shown again. Simple as that. And then I've just got different keys for the different screens, so just repeating the process of doing the exact same thing. For the talent, which is these two, it's the same. Again, it's got the video plane placement and the plane aimer blueprint, and the composure element are hidden or shown. But then also I've just got to set that actor tick enabled for the plane aimer blueprint. If you want to learn more about the plane aimer blueprint, I go through all of that in last week's stream. But essentially, it's doing a tick and it's doing a look at rotation. So the talent is always going to face the camera. We don't want that for our screens, obviously, like our pretend screens in the studio, but we want that for our talent. So just got that set actor tick enabled, setting it to false when it's hidden, setting it to true when it's not hidden. That was again just a performance thing. You know, I'm just assuming that, you know, less tick enabled is a good thing. So hopefully that will just save a little bit of performance. When it's hidden, it's not going to be ticking. So like it's really like that's the simplest form, but it's just finding this set opacity node for composure elements is quite useful. So, you know, it's essentially doing the same thing as say you're looking down your comp, and you've got the opacity sliders here. As you can see, that corner one, the top right, is being shown and hidden basically. So let me show you for this one as well. So what you might find is that as I'm hiding my Composure comp, I've got this thing that comes through that says screen 3. These are like kind of quality of life things that I kind of installed myself to just make things clearer for myself and hopefully make things clearer for people who are using the toolkit. Why is this not setting to 100? There you go. Yeah, so that's essentially like how the blueprint works. It's setting that opacity down. But yeah, let's go on to like kind of just design choices that I've made in this in the shared project for now, and where I'm kind of at with it. What I might do is just show this level instead, so we've got a bit more visibility. So what I did, so we got these video plane placements, and they have a texture on here, you know, just by default. They can be set to being hidden in game, but I kind of want them to be shown in game because I want shadow and things like that going on. But what I thought I'd do is I'd just add this material on here to... oh, by the way, sorry, I just have not been looking at the chat at all. Everyone's seeing things all good? Everything's okay? Oh, thanks, Baron, for starting that UE conversion for the camera. Super duper cool. Can't wait to see how that turns out. Yeah, let me know if you got any questions during this, by the way. This is, so like that was just literally like showing you basically that node that you can show and hide your Composure system. I guess I could demonstrate that, like, I also want to link this up to some HUD kind of elements. So I've got this idea of this HUD that's like really really not very invasive HUD, you know, just like keep it super out the way, and you can like click levels and just change levels, literally just based on, you know, simple button pushes, and then I want to do the same, you know, show hide HUD elements, show hide Composure elements, but I want to do that in the next little button here. So I guess that's just showing you that I want to make this a UI thing at the same time. But back to other updates. So what I found first thing is with these screens, so I've got this kind of border. For one, it gives it like a nice kind of, it looks like it's part of the 3D scene if it's got a you know, it's got like a visible kind of screen border to it. I think that's just quite nice. But also the really cool thing about this is that now that this is a child, so if we go into game view, I've actually given it an even clearer border so that when you're in this main persistent level, which is just the Composure elements, you can really see, you know, oh, these screens are right here, you know, because this is all unlit. I was just trying to give it some real, showing off that it's right there. So this is a child. So the video plane placement is here. It's then got a child. It's then a child of the kind of in-game screen, which you'd see here if we got a level loaded up. And then all that is a child of this hidden in-game screen that's just like a really nice indicator. So you can grab that pink handle, and grab this pink handle and just fully, like, freely just resize these screens. You gotta make sure you've got the outer pink one selected, but you know, that'll just let you resize it, reposition it, do whatever. And then I'm pretty sure if you just run the game now, that setup will be as you set it, which is really nice. It means that, you know, if you want to move around these screens, then you're free to. Obviously, I want down the line to kind of make that something that you can save. That would be really, really nice. So you've got saved loadouts, saved configs. That's something that I really want to do down the line. But just this thing of childing your video plane placement actor to an outer screen not only gives it the feeling of it being a real screen in 3D space because it's got this border, but it does mean that you can resize it as much as you want, and it won't cut back to its original size, because that's something the video plane placement actor does, because it likes to keep the aspect ratio correct and stuff like that. But I was like, nah, I just want to freely just size it, you know, and whatever wacky kind of layouts I want can just be kind of saved. This is quite useful in terms of talent as well, because your talent might come in a little bit skewed. But the way I've done the skewing of the talent is that it's childed to this plane aimer blueprint anyway, which again I went through in last week's session. But you can just scale the plane aimer blueprint, and that will carry through to the, you know, to any children of it. So that video plane placement is a child. So that's how you can scale stuff and keep that scale even when you begin play. So that's cool. Another kind of quality of life thing that I just added for myself is that I've got these kind of glitchy, you know, scan lines going on, and all that is to show when you're looking at the Composure version or not, you know. So sometimes it becomes a bit unclear as to whether you're seeing like the right version. But if I see these scan lines, this means I know I'm not looking at the nice high-res non-anti-aliased image. I'm actually just looking at the in CG version. So that helps me just differentiate. I haven't got anything for the talent at the moment, but I might also add the kind of same scan line effect to the in CG talent, just so you know that you've got the, you know, you got the nice high-res screen in the comp, but you got this in CG. But when you press play, no scan lines, so that means I'm good to go. I've got my high-res media. So these are just like really simple material edit that I've got here. I grabbed some stuff from like this VHS material that you can make. It's actually one of the Composure transform passes under effects. We've got this VHS effect, which is really great. You know, it's got like scan lines, it's really cute. So I just grabbed just like the tail end of this logic, and just this is just doing the scan lines. So I just added that to this material, and that just served as quite a nice indicator that you're looking at like the screen that's not supposed to be in the final image, you know. So it just differentiates that for you. So that's some stuff I've put together. We've got the ability to scale these screens. We've got the ability to see whether they're sort of on or off in the final output. And then sort of down the line, the idea is that you can just press play, and first off, just, you know, dictate what level you want to be in, and then I want to carry this through to underneath levels. I'll have like comp set up. You can dictate, you know, one talent, one screen, stuff like that. Eventually it'd be great to save those layouts so you can have position of the screen as well. Trying to think of the best way to do that, but yeah, it's got to be a way to kind of store the position that you've set, the transform that you've set, and just have it in like a save game somewhere. So that's kind of the idea. Simple UI coming along, and yeah, this kind of Composure, being able to show and hide whole Composure elements is a bit of a breakthrough, you know, because there's some people that want to do two camera setups where, you know, you got one camera. I've actually still got camera switching here. You've got one camera looking here and you got one camera looking here, but you've got the real life cameras also doing that. So you have maybe a podcast where you've got two angles on your, you know, on your speakers in your podcast. So what you would want to do is, like, you know, you'd want to cut to camera. You want to cut to camera 2, but you would also want to swap out media feed 1 for media feed 2 on your talent. So it'd be kind of like doing something like that, you know, switch camera, also switch media feed. So it's like, so you could take the same logic and apply that to like multi-camera setups with Composure stuff. Might have to do that specifically as like a tutorial or something, but it's just that same logic of showing and hiding media plates would totally apply. So yeah, I guess that kind of runs through like what I wanted to show off this week, what I've been working on. I might just sit and chill here and figure out different things I want to add to this UI. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions or things they want to chat about next week, or suggestions, things that would be really useful to add, I really want to use the power of everyone in this Discord, you know, to really push everyone forward in this, because this project is just going to be free for everyone to use. So, you know, if anyone's got anything to add into it that we can just like, you know, boost everyone forward with, then I'm all ears. It's really awesome. No worries for being late, Jumbo. Always good to see you, man. Yeah, let us know if you've got any additions. We've got Baron, who's getting on it with this insanely cool camera switching system. That'd be awesome to add into this. Way better than my just sequencer, you know. Oh yeah, Jen, awesome. That's a great idea, like cross-fertilize the levels from one project into the VTuber studio. That'd be super duper cool. I know I wanna take all of your media input and output stuff and figure that into my UI. I think that'd be quite doable and quite fun to do. Just checking the YouTube. Hello, anyone on YouTube, by the way. Let us know if you've got any questions. Glad you're thinking it's looking cool, Jumbo. As always, I'm so keen on your full body movement via just live link face capture. It's always been such an intriguing one for me. I wonder if you could drive anything else off of, you know, live link. Like could you do like the camera moves based on where you're looking, based on live link, you know, like some of this kind of movement based on live link input, like head rotation, driving camera rotation. Sounds easy enough, you know. That'd be fun. So what I wanted to do next is just like bring some of this over into the UI. So I'm kind of just sketching it out in the level blueprint. So I've got my level switching, and for me it was easy enough to literally just copy this whole functionality over to the UI, and just instead of the button push it'd just be instead of the key press it'd just be like a UI button push driving it instead. So that's been pretty easy to swap out, so it sounds like something I could just do. So it's control rig that drives that, is it? Yeah. So is that what like metahuman head rotation and stuff is driven off of control rig as well? Yeah, it's so cool. It's just something I haven't tapped into at all. I bet it's so fun to just, you know, take that data to drive whatever parameter you want. Yeah, really cool. God, my FPS is so poor on this. I think it's some also streaming as well. Like when I'm sat just doing this, it's usually sound, but yeah, we should have some DLSS stuff coming in soon that might allow you to have, you know, all this Composure stuff going on. I feel like, is this going to improve my FPS? Yeah, massively. You know, it's just this Composure running is just crazy. But yeah, hopefully some DLSS stuff we got coming up might actually allow us to just run this a bit more freely. But when it's in runtime, I'm getting like 40 FPS, so it's really nice. It's crazy considering I've got, you know, 5 high-res media feeds being composited on top of a whole CG scene. It's just asking so much from one computer, but it seems to be working. Live link on light rig, yeah. With some kind of offset where it's like it knows where you're looking in the scene and then it points the lights to that point. You know, you could do some maths there to figure that out. I'd say Composure is fairly expensive in general. I mean, not massively more than just putting media feeds into your scene. You know, if you're running a whole video and like spout sending it into Unreal anyway, I'd say like just putting that media plate into a Composure composition, it's not any more expensive, I don't think. Just depends on your resolution that you're dealing with, you know, how much resolution you can get away with. But like for some of these, for example, we've got one media plate here, and it's this media plate is doing the keying and everything. So we got all of these effects going on onto this media plate, or like these 3. So you know that's expensive, that you've got these 3 effects. Like think After Effects, if you were to put effects onto a video, it's going to mean that it's going to run slower, you know. So we've got 3 effects on this video, that's doing the key, and then that's running to this, which is doing the video plane transform. So that's doing the position in 3D space. But, you know, this render target, this is outputting a render target. It's also going to this whole render target, which is again 1920 by 1080 that's drawing. And that render target is then going into this one to do the placement. But that render target is also going here to do the in CG one so that you can get the reflections and the shadows. So it's a lot of media pumping around the place, you know. I'm just trying to like figure out workflows to minimize that for these like, you know, real multi-screen setups. With these ones where it's just a screen, it's a bit simpler because it's not doing any keying or any like crazy effects or anything. But we do have that render target pumping back out to the in-game version, just in case you want like reflections on the floor of this screen. I haven't really got it in this one, but quite often that, you know, that is kind of necessary to like make the screen look like it's in the right place. But yeah, it's a lot of media feeds. So compositing onto your characters. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like the system. Yeah, it's really, I'm really just thinking of like the user journey at every stage. You know, I really want this menu system. You can pick a level that you want to load, etc. Oh, I've just turned all of that off. But yeah, if I can make that whole process like nice and quick, that'd be really, really cool. I guess also the quite a big thing about this is that I've got this kind of starter level here. And so if we go into levels, like this one is just template blank, so it's called template blank. And if you were to jump into that level, like it's in level prototyping at the moment, so just open this level on its own. It's supposed to be anybody who downloads this project can just swap out their own level for this level, so it's just a blank level. And then, you know, if they're working in our template blank, they don't have to do any blueprints or anything to then load up the main level. That template blank will automatically be the first level that's kind of loaded up here. Again, I've got all of these hidden. But you get the idea, you know, you've got this kind of sandbox that you can create your own level in if you download this project, you know.